Hello, everyone. Kim from K&RP here in southeastern Manitoba. It is a hot, humid, sunshiny day. It is currently 26 degrees Celsius, which means it feels like 32, and that translates to 78 Fahrenheit, but it feels like 90 with the humidex. Our lovely Jean is here today to play. Hi, Peter. Hi, Belinda. I'm a little on the slow side today. I went and visited my sister, and a great visit, but I didn't leave myself enough time to get on when I needed to. So I figured we would just do mystery makes today. Um, for some reason, I decided that I wanted to paint a whole bunch of things on circles. So I cut out a whole bunch of just paper circles, and I'm going to paint on them various things. Not sure what they're going to be, but that's kind of what I'm going to do. And Jean is going
Had no idea.
See, it's a mystery make day.
Kim said, let's go a little bit later. I got things I'm doing. And I said, okay. And I got distracted. And she sent me a text that says, I'm in the studio. And I went, oh, shit. I don't know what I'm going to do. So here I am with, I do have a paper with circles. It's not weird. I wasn't intending to do that, but you know what? Maybe I will.
Interesting. See, it was weird because that's what I was thinking about yesterday. I had to spend the whole day in bed yesterday, but I had all these circle images on my mind. What can I do in circles? And it was funny because then I went on Facebook and I saw that Beth is doing a HEC coin swap for next month, but mine aren't ATC size. I'm just going to play with them the way they are.
Well, I need some opinions.
All right, can I make you big? I make you big.
Okay.
Jean big.
So my circles are the size of the embroidery hoop I do my bead embroideries on.
Right.
Because I decided I love the free motion, but I want to try a pattern. And so I was playing with that, and somebody kind of challenged me to a Halloween. And here's where my dilemma is. I drew this. So the pumpkin would be outlined in a darker orange and then filled in with the lighter orange. Because it's small, it probably will be just one bead, you know.
Yeah.
So here's my dilemma. I want this spider web to cover the whole rest of it. I'm thinking the web in black. Now here's where I don't know what I want to do. And I can go back and start this and figure it out later. It might hit me, I don't know. But I would like some purple and some green and stuff like that. But if I do each of these different colors, are they going to look like a quilt instead of a spider web?
Here's what I'm thinking. Can you paint the fabric in the purple and black and put beadwork on top?
I can, and I did that once. I tend to cover the whole thing in beads anyway.
Yeah. Because I think the spider web might get lost. That's my feeling, that in black for sure, it would look more like outlined pieces than a spider web.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. Now I could paint the whole thing black and just do a white spider web.
Yeah.
And not fill it in. That will be hard.
Yeah.
But I think it will be cool. Because then my intention, you see this funky little thing?
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm going to make a little 3D beaded spider that's going to set on it.
Right. Oh, that would be awesome.
All right. Paint it black it is. Thank you.
That
was purple. Easy enough.
Or purple.
Oh, I could. Oh, now you're making it difficult.
Of course I am. Why should I make
Yeah.
anything easy?
So I don't know. I could do if I want to get the purple and green in there, I could do the bug in purple.
You could. Definitely. Purple bug with green legs.
Yeah, it's going to take several coats of paint to get a good black, though,
Yeah.
because I won't use acrylic because then it'll be too stiff for the needle.
Okay.
And I would have to use watercolor, and we all know watercolor black isn't really intense.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That sounds better, though, to paint the whole thing and then do these in white. And then I could do these lines in black and do the whole thing in white behind it and use different white beads. So there's a lot of texture,
Yeah.
but it's still all white.
Right.
I
Right.
guess that was kind of my thought, but I'm going to have to hunt for white beads and see if I have enough to do the whole background. Because that's, not a color I have a lot of. So,
Oh, Teresa says she could see it in black with a white web, orange pumpkin, and purple spider with green eyes. Green eyes?
yeah.
We haven't helped you at all. Hi, Teresa. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No help.
Well,
Sorry.
well, I'm stuck. It's going to either be painted black with the white beads for the web, or it's going to be not painted, and have black web with different kinds of white beads. It just depends on whether or not I feel like it needs to be full or not. That's
Right.
the thing.
Right.
But doing the black with the white beads and the spider would make it look more like the spiders in the web.
Yes.
That's true. Okay.
Hi, Carol. Welcome.
Turn it back to you because I still don't know what I'm going to do.
Okay. You want me big or just the two of us?
Make yourself big while I just cleaned up. I don't know what to do.
I have not cleaned up. All right, here we go. So let's get rid of that light there. So as I said, I punched out a whole bunch of 2-inch circles out of paper because I feel like working on circles today. So I want to make these into houses. So they're going to be little round houses. And we're going to paint them because I just feel that's going to be easier for me today. Sometimes you just got to go back to your roots when you need to not think, but think. Does that make sense to anybody other than me? Okay, so I put down some off-white. It's like a cream. And then I added a little bit of orange. So I'm going to stipple all these things so it kind of looks like stucco. And in order to do that, I need a scrunched up piece of, let's use paper. Because I got paper. So I'm just going to scrunch it so that it's kind of, normally I would do something like a plastic wrap or a plastic bag, but I don't have one right in the vicinity that I am prepared to do that with. So I just scrunched up a piece of paper just to give it a little bit of texture with the paper. And I'm just going to mix up some orange and some white, more white than orange, because I want it to be kind of stucco-like. So I'm just, adding more white, the off-white than anything. So I've got orange on it. I'm going to dip it in the white. And now I'm just going to stipple these because I want it to have a bit of texture. And I'm doing the whole thing. And yeah, I'm going to be painting over it with a roof and windows and doors and flowers and, all that fun stuff. But I just need it to be completely covered and textured. if you know what I mean. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. Making painty papers on circles. Just like that. Now, if you use a plastic or a piece of saran wrap, it's going to use less paint. The paper is kind of absorbing some of this paint, which is fine. But if you are very particular, my word, literally, on how much paint you use, please use plastic or wax paper. Yeah, they're going to be kind of wonky houses, but round wonky houses. Beth is having an ATC coin swap. These are not coin size. And I had the idea to play in circles yesterday before I even saw her post about getting coins ready. So I figured I would do 6 houses and then decide what else I would like to do in circles. I've got lots of ideas, everything from bugs to fish. I just want to play with paint and paper today. So this is going to help you guys have some ideas for what to do in Beth's group if you're part of the swap. That's getting way too orange. I want much more of the cream color in it. Not that it matters. Not that it matters. All right. All right. And of course, I will be coming back and using colored pencils, pencil crayons, whatever you want to call them, on these for some detailed work. Probably some gel pens, that kind of stuff as well. Hey, Sherry, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. So I've got these. You can see how kind of model-y they look. A little bit of texture. Little bit of texture. Okay, so now I have to decide how I want the roofs to be, and I need to decide on colors for roofs. I'm not going to have them all the same color, because even though I did the buildings the same colors, they need to be something a little bit different. And of course, the paint is very wet, so I have to wait just a little bit for it to dry before I start adding roof shapes, etc. We could do some fun faces. We could do all kinds of fun stuff on this. You're going back to the balcony? Okay. Are you not well today? You weren't sure you heard what I said? Yeah. I'm roundhouses. We're making roundhouses. And I know that that's usually a terminology for railroaders. They use the roundhouse when they're switching cars, direction of engines on tracks, etc. But that's not what we're doing. We're doing little fun buildings. Oh, see, I could put a balcony on. Yes. I'm going to have a lot of fun with these. Definitely, definitely. What you got, Jean? I'm sharing with you again.
I am going to make some beads.
You're going to make beads?
Yeah, I just don't know what I want to do. And when I was standing up looking, this box said, "Help me." So that's what I'm going to do.
All right.
I saw a thing on Pinterest for something, a different, sort of like this, but different. It was just made with felt. So that's kind of what I'm going for. We'll
so
see.
You're doing fabric beads?
Felt and whatever.
All right. I kind of like the fabric beads because they're like those big beads that people make. What are they? The boho beads?
Yeah.
Because that way you can sew right on them instead of having to use twisted wires and things.
Yes. Anything I can sew or wire is the best. I just soon not glue
That's
things.
your mood today? Your mood these days?
Okay. Trying to straighten this up without a ruler and all that. Yeah. Might be a teeny tiny bead by the time I'm done. This was a child's sweater, so there's a seam in the middle. And I was trying to cut some of that bulk out of that. And because I'm a lazy crafter, I have 3 straight pins, so I can't make too many beads at one time.
True. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Got home. Ron was out talking to the neighbors, stopped to talk to them, and got bitten by a mosquito. And mosquito bites don't normally bother me, but for some reason today, this one is welty and really itchy. Not good. Look, I'm using brown, guys. I'm using brown. Ugh. I have 5 different colors for roofs. And I have lots of paint there. I have muck water. I still am not happy with the color of this muck water, so I haven't changed it yet. I'm just going to keep adding to it till I'm happy. Or until it turns black. Hey, Brenda, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. I am painting little houses on circles. They're going to be little circular houses. And Jean's making fabric beads.
Yeah.
Because neither of us really knew what we wanted to do.
Yes. You know, I just don't have it in me to work in paper right now. I'm sure that has to do with the excessive amount I have for myself and for Defy. But I don't even the old stuff, the really old papers, I look at them and I'm like, eh. And so, yeah, it's time to venture into a different direction for a while.
I don't have a heat gun or anything to dry this, so I'm going to work with it wet. And it's okay if this layer kind of goes muddy because there could be another layer on top for the roofs. So I'm going to decide where I want my roof line. I think I'm going to do it maybe about here on this one. And it will need another coat. It almost looks like, oh, can you see? It almost looks like one of the Three Stooges that had that flat haircut across his head. Very curly or mo, I can't remember which one. But doesn't it like that bowl cut haircut?
It does.
Am I aging myself really bad?
Uh-huh.
Welcome back, Belinda. Okay. Now we're going to...
So I thought this one was overlapping way too much, so I trimmed it down, and now it's not overlapping enough.
Oh, no. That's annoying.
Oh, we're just going to get a couple stitches in here and hold it down, and then we'll make it pretty.
We're going to have a little dormer type window up into the roof line.
Thanks, Belinda.
Oh, Mo? Okay. Brenda said it was Mo. Robot kits, what did I miss?
I have a lot of YouTube videos on my channel that are hidden.
Right.
Because I was using them for kits for Defy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I decided to start releasing them.
Oh, awesome. Speaking of which, Jean, with StreamYard's new fangled stuff, you could stream to your own channel when you're on here with me. I don't know if that would interest you. I'm just throwing it out there for you to consider so that, you know, you wouldn't see my chat, but you would see chat on your channel.
Oh, that's interesting. We should try that once.
Yeah, I'm thinking that would be really something interesting to try for sure.
Yeah, we're going on another vacation next week, so.
Okay.
But when we get back, I think that's it until like the holidays.
Okay.
And then those are short. because we just go over to the kids's.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm kind of hoping maybe we can have Christmas at my house this year. The two older grands have been like, we're going to do Christmas at grandma's.
Nice.
It's okay as long as they are okay with the brisket because I don't want to cook.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, my grandkids like having Christmas here because I do what I call thank you gifts. And my daughters have renamed incentive gifts. So what I do is I go to the dollar store and I buy unisex things. It could be anything from a roll of paper towels, box of Kleenex, to soap, to back scratchers, whatever. And I do it so each person can get about four, and I just do them in a plain brown wrapper. So if they do something without me asking, like if they clear the table, or they bring a garbage bag for wrapping paper, or they set the table, or take something out of the oven, they can take an incentive gift.
Oh.
Like I say, thank you gift, but my kids have said incentive gift so often now that I too now call them thank you very much, darling girls. I love you. But anyway, so that's what I do. And they like the incentive ones more than the ones I get them because it could be anything, right? It could be from boxes of chocolates. My top dollar value on them is $5. So at the dollar store, you can get a lot of things for $5 that
Yeah.
are, and they're fun, right?
Yeah.
So, sometimes it's a puzzle book. Who knows? It's always different. And of course, if it's something little, I will wrap it in like a cereal box so they have no idea what these things are.
Cool.
And it's a lot of fun. So nobody else does these thank you gifts. It's just me. So they like to have Christmas here so that they can get these extra gifts. Yes, I do spoil my grandchildren. No, I don't regret it in the least.
That's what they're there for.
Well, I mean, I started it when my kids first got married and had significant others because, you know, sometimes somebody would just go and get something without being asked. And I really appreciated it. So I thought, you know what? I need to reward people. Here's
I
a
need to,
cookie. Good boy. You know,
I need to do that because my daughter will come help. My daughter-in-law doesn't as often, and the grands. There's only three that really could, but
You
I
know
think
what, Jean? When my granddaughter was, hi, Flo, nice to see you, Andrea. When my granddaughter was two, maybe even one and a half, yeah, probably one and a half, she wanted to set the table. She could not reach the top of the table, so she would huck things on the table. So wherever it landed, I considered it set, and she got an incentive present.
yeah, but the twins are not your normal kids. I mean, I don't know that they're autistic, but they very well could be. Their attention span is minimal. They don't communicate verbally.
Well, they still have a fair bit of time between now and Christmas, Jean. They could surprise you.
Yeah, I think they're going to start talking in full sentences and, be able to write a book by the time they start talking. But,
Oh, probably.
you know, now if you tell Gavin to put it in the sink, he knows that, but you have to tell him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think this bead's going in the trash.
Oh, Brenda, I know that. I mean, I went to my sister's place. I've just got the one inhaler, and it's so humid out there, and the farmers are working. And I'm glad I had my emergency one with me because my word. I know the farmers need to get their fields off, and usually I stay home around this time of year for that reason. But I did not. It's okay.
Well, I think that's part of my problem right now. I've been fighting the dizzies a little bit since Sunday.
Okay.
about 4 episodes a day. Now, they're not very long, and I don't get as sick as I normally do. So that's all good. But it feels like somebody's kicked me in the face.
Oh, so it's like a
So I'm thinking,
sinus thing?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
because I've been taking the nasal inhaler the nasal spray that I have,
Mm-hmm.
and it feels so much better. Yeah, I don't like this at all. I cut it too short. It's going to be a flat bead now. Yeah, that's okay. So, did I tell you that I was missing my loom?
Yeah.
I found them, both of them.
Awesome.
And I don't know if I told you that I couldn't find this.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I found it.
I see that.
And I was really disappointed because somebody wanted to buy it, and I think I've had it long enough I can sell it, and she can afford it.
Awesome. Your twins were not normal kids? Language all their own? Yeah, it made life interesting. Definitely. Oh, thanks for thumbs up. All right, Belinda, take care. See you soon. Thanks for popping in.
Bye, Belinda.
All right. Just putting another little bit of paint over some of these where the paint is quite thin. You know, I'm just working on regular copy paper, old pages from things from work, and they're not masterpieces by any means, but I'm having fun, and that's what matters to me. Certainly not using a mixed media paper or anything because we've got a lot of curly bits happening here. All right, I've got roofs. Now let's put some shingles on the roofs. What do I want to use for shingles? Do I want to use darker colors, lighter colors?
You want to know something kind of weird?
Sure.
So you've seen all the beaded embroideries I've done in the 4-inch hoop.
Yeah.
And one bigger one, and then the pendant.
Yeah.
I'm still using the same spool of thread.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, I'll let you go.
Oh, no, that's potential spam.
Oh, potential spam. All right.
So, okay, that really wasn't that weird, but it was weird to me. I mean, because that's a lot of thread, and I think I might be seeing no, I still don't see the bottom yet.
So I'm just mixing some colors with all the colors I've got on the palette just to add some little bits of shingles to these. I'm just using a small flat brush. I'll try and get where you can see me on camera for what I'm doing. So I just did a flat green with the mottled painted bits.
See, I turned 65 this year, so I have received as much mail spam as I have phone spam.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. And I've already got all of that taken care of. I've got it set up, first payment made, everything.
Nice.
So I don't need them calling me.
No. Let's do this one. This time we'll go right to the bottom.
So I'm going to ask, and if anyone is offended by what I'm going to ask, I won't go further with it. But I'm sure, well, I hope I'm not the only one that gets on Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, not Pinterest, Instagram, and you do a reel, and then you just keep following them until the next reel,
Rabbit hole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did one, and I don't know the name of the people. It was something in Jewels in the morning. It's a radio show.
Okay.
And this guy had that they called. They started off with like, "Are you so and so?" and "Did you meet so and so at Target?" and "Did you go on your date?" And he's like, yeah." You can hear the inquisitiveness in his voice. And he says, "Well, she wonders why you haven't called for a second date."
Oh,
And he's like, well, she was kind of gross.
oh,
And anyway, he says, "Now come on, tell us, you've got our curiosity piqued." And the guy doesn't want to say anything. And
good.
he eventually does. And then they tell him that this girl's on the other line. And do you want to hear what he thought was gross? Anybody says no, and I'm not going to say it. So
It's up to the video audience. What do you guys say? Do you want to hear what's gross or not? Yeah, gross is a strong word. It definitely is.
it's a funny gross, though.
I would hear it. Go for it, Gene. Andrea says, go for it, Gene.
Okay, so he says, "Well, what did she do that was so gross?" And he's like, "Well, she got up from the table and leaned over and whispered in my ear, 'I'm going to go chunk off a dirt snake.'" I never laughed so hard in my life because that is not something I had ever heard. Have you
Me
ever heard
neither.
that?
I've never heard that.
And I guess she said a couple other things in the same term, for the same thing. And I'm telling you, for some reason, it may not be
Politically correct?
right, but for some reason, I can't get it out of my mind. So that's our new word around here, dirt snake.
That's hilarious.
Because we're always being stupid and weird with each other. I mean, gosh, we've been together for 44
Well,
years,
yeah, us too.
But I thought it was so funny.
It is. It is.
I mean, she called it something else. I may have to go find the video and replay it just to hear what the other thing was, because it was funny too. But the dirt snake, I mean, but the funny thing is, I told Gary, and he says, "Is that poop?" And I'm like, "Really?"
Oh, that's even funnier.
I know it is. It is.
Sorry, guys. Oh, I haven't marked this as for kids only. Or not for kids. Maybe I should do that right now. I'm going to make Gene large and I'm going to go fix that right now.
Yes, I agree. That is way early in the relationship to say that.
Very early.
And they had her on and talking, and she was like, "Well, it's who I am. I just, I am who I am, and I want him to know." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you let him fall in love with you first.
Definitely.
Then it won't be so bad." Yeah, kids, poop is a big subject.
Okay, I switched that. Oh, I don't want to end up in YouTube jail. I know kids talk about poop all the time. I have 3 grandsons. My granddaughter's not as bad. The grandsons, my word. And they're just about adults. They still think it's funny. I don't know. I don't know whose kids those are.
I mean, that's still a topic of conversation with about the twins. Like, the other grandma, we're all on this text thing, and the other grandma will say, "Have they pooped yet today?"
Yeah, but that's one thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's what grandmas ask.
Yeah.
All right, everybody's got shingles. No, wrong. The houses have shingles.
Well, no wonder that bead won't get picked up. It's broken. I probably shouldn't be doing something this tiny, but it is what it is.
Well, when we were doing this Dreamathon, somebody had commented about people working on their desk and people not being able to see when they were on their phone. So now, because I still haven't played with my camera and learned how to zoom it, I stand to do the streams now.
Oh, there's no way my body wouldn't let me stand.
Yeah. You don't need any more viruses. Yeah, no, I don't either. I do not either. All right. Let's get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. Okay, so now we need a door and a window of some sort, or 2 windows of some sort, and a door. I'm just going to use these paints that I pulled out. They kind of go together nicely. As long as I don't put the red and green together, we're fine. Just fine. So this one's going to get a red door. Of course, I am going to embellish it.
This is ugly.
Not saying anything. What are you doing?
I don't know, but I just don't like it. I mean, I really don't like it. I think it's just ugly. I don't know if there's enough beads in this room to make this any prettier. So, why keep going? Start over.
Yeah, start again. That's the way it works. So I'm going to get all the painting done, and then I'm going to come in with some gel pens and stuff and make these different. Add a little bit of flowers and grass and windows, Okay, Andrea. All right. Let's do the same colored door as the roof. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm just using flat brushes and I'm making doors right now. And I'm not really concerned about what the doors look like. I'm just doing rectangles because I will come back and embellish them. Doodle on them, etc., etc. Guess maybe some of these doors will have windows in them, some of them won't. You know how it goes.
You see, all they need is eyes, and they are cute little kids going,
These?
uh-huh.
They could be, right?
Yep.
No, I'm doing little round houses. I found I'm low on buildings, so
You could use that concept and make little people.
Oh, I figured I would do circles all kinds of ways. Ladybugs, fish, um, people's faces with funny hats. Oh, I've got spending the day in bed. Your mind goes here, there, and let's take 900 left turns.
Oh, only 900?
Yeah, after four, you're back where you started, though, right? You know, my mom needed a ride home from some course she was at, and the lady said, "Oh, I'll gladly give you a ride home." And because they lived kind of in the same area in the city. So they're driving, and my mom goes, "You turn left here." And the lady looks at her and goes, "Oh, no, dear. I only do right hand turns." So, so we laugh, and we have tried going places only doing right hand turns. It can take an awfully long time, depending on where you're going, because sometimes you have to go like miles past, turn right, and then turn right again and come back, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You know, I wonder if Ron remembers all our right hand turn jaunts we have taken in the past. Probably not. But I think next time we're going someplace, I'm going to play that game on him, and he'll be going, "What the hell are you doing?" Pardon the language. But yes, that sounds like it could be a lot of fun.
I think so too. That would be a fun trip.
I think so. Like, it's okay if we're just going to the city or whatever. They'll still be miles out of the way unless I go, "Oh, that's the right hand off my driveway, right hand onto the highway, the right hand to the city." I could do it that way. Take the opposite way than we normally go. But if I had to do the other one,
Well, I have to back out of my driveway. How do I know which way is right?
well, I guess once you get on the road,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes we have to back out of our driveway too, that normally we back in. So, yes. All right. I
Because
can't believe how translucent this blue is. It's a dark blue, but my word, it doesn't cover with anything. Okay. We has shingles and doors. Do do do. We'll have to recoat the doors on some of them. What were you saying, Jean? Sorry.
I don't remember.
No.
Mustn't have been important.
Yeah. Do you guys watch a lot of those reels? Have you ever come across that woman who does, I can't remember her name, but she does a reel of why my 4-year-old got mad at me this week?
No, that sounds good.
It's hilarious because we all know what 4-year-olds can be like. And just some of the things that she runs into with her daughter is hilarious. Absolutely wonderful. I like watching all the kid ones where the kids are doing kid things.
I like the kid ones. There's a cute kid one that it's a young kid that he tells a joke, like a dad joke kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's really good.
Uh-oh. Found a tube of titanium white in the back 40. Got to use up some of my paints before I can justify buying more. So we're gonna add some windows. This one's a
I
window.
I think that the part of this I didn't like was my random little bead mix here, because this has been used several times and now it's just mostly orange and black, and it just wasn't cutting it. So we're going to find different beads this time. I don't know. I think I have a bead or two in my house.
Maybe. I would hazard, yes, you do.
A bead or 2 million. Well, let's do some stitching first. Yep. Okay.
I think these are going to be cute little houses. I think we lost our audience. Nobody's chatting.
They're also involved in what they're doing.
That too. That too. So Ron ordered 35 yards of dirt. He does have equipment coming on Monday, but he's been putzing at moving little bits at a time.
Mm-hmm.
35 yards of dirt's a lot of dirt. We're hoping to stop the flooding in the back. You're not lost? Okay. I'm lost. Or dazed and confused, or, something like that. So he got fill because that back corner is just so low. And then he got topsoil so that he can top up the garden beds and build me a new flower bed because I'm out of flower beds.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I have a question.
Yeah.
Posted at the local hospital, there is a sign that says no lilies allowed due to allergies. Why are lilies so much? Why would they choose lilies instead of something else? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why lilies?
Why would somebody bring lilies, or why would they?
Why are lilies discriminated against compared to all the flowers? Is what I'm wondering.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they have a higher pollen,
Maybe.
or maybe more people are allergic to that pollen.
Maybe.
I mean, lilies do have some. Um,
Well, their stamens and their the pollen on their stamens does stain. That's what I'm wondering. Are lilies more of an allergen? Because of course, Ron reads the sign. He looks at me and he goes, because my yard is full of lilies. I love lilies.
That's a really good question. I don't know the answer to, but
Okay, I was just wondering if anybody here would know why they are picking on lilies. That just really, really surprised me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good point, Andrea. She associates lilies with death and bring them to the hospital. I can see that. I can see that. And they're just saying allergies because they don't want to say the other stuff, right? I get it. That makes really good sense to me. See here, um, for a lot of Ukrainian funerals, the flowers of choice are gladiola.
It says on Google that yes, lilies can be allergenic, especially for people with pollen allergies.
Oh, okay.
Some lily species, like Easter lilies and stargazer lilies, can produce a lot of pollen and a strong fragrance that can cause allergies.
Oh, well, we're not going to tell Ron that. Nope. He doesn't need to know because I am not getting rid of my lilies. Nope, not. Okay, so I'm just doing some window frames. You guys know how I do my wonky houses. These are going to be like my wonky houses, but round. But round.
I wonder if lilies are one of the things they test for when you have the allergies
I
tests.
don't know. I mean, I've gone through allergy tests. They never came up with any of that for me. Not that I would get rid of my lilies. I've spent hundreds of dollars on lilies. Hey, Lisa, welcome, welcome. Yeah, some flowers, some of them I cannot have in the house. I don't bring my lilies in the house. I just like my stuff outside. I don't normally have flowers in my house for that reason. But that's true. When my girlfriend was a florist, they would pull all the stamens out, especially if it was going to be used in a bridal situation because they didn't want any of the dresses to get stained and get sued, right? Or, you know.
Are you the one that posted the article about bridal bouquets?
No,
Okay, then I can share it since it wasn't you. Do you know where they originated and why?
no.
Because they used to not bathe very often,
Right, right.
and that was their way of
Covering up the
holding
smell.
holding them up against themselves to cover up the smell.
Yeah, they used to bathe once a year or something, right?
Yeah,
Or twice a year, once in the spring and once in the fall.
yeah.
That's why brides got married in June a lot of times because it was close enough after their bath.
Yep.
You are welcome to lurk. You are welcome. I'm just doodling little roundhouses because I thought it would be fun. Because for some reason I wanted to do a whole bunch of circle art that wasn't mandalas or flowers. Mind you, I could do flowers, but I just, you know,
I,
sometimes you just want to do something different, right?
I think I'm going to take stitching with me on vacation this time.
Nice. But Beading stitching or just stitching?
I don't know yet. Right now, just stitching because I can't bead in the car.
No, no.
So,
That would not be fun.
no, I really wasn't going to do this because I always do this and I wanted something different, but I'm going to do it.
You do it.
Yeah. Well, see, I've always whip stitched the ends and that's how I've made these beads.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just do a felt bead. And I do like this one better. It's a patterned felt
Okay.
and just one color and some stitching marks on it. And I think I'm not going to put beads in it because I think maybe that's what killed it. But the ends look blah, so
But you could always put like a bead cap or something too.
true. But I'm not really going to use these. I mean, I'm going to add these to that thing
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
making.
yeah, the mobile thing.
Yeah.
See, they're starting to come looking more like houses now that I'm putting window frames on. Oh, I guess I should put door frames on as well. Ah, well, I have to go back and do those. Hey, Anita, welcome, welcome. Andrea asked where you're going for vacation, Jean.
Um, we are going to spend a couple days in Colorado Springs to be exact, and then we are going to go to his family for a few days and then to my family for a few days. His oldest brother is going to be there, and they always try to plan when they're going to be there together so they can have someone to hang out with besides, me. Heaven forbid somebody hang out with their wife.
Yeah,
Somebody asked me the other day why I watched Yellowstone because I really am not sure if I like. I mean, I've watched a whole season, but it's the only thing that keep, keeps my husband in the house and spending time with me.
yeah.
Otherwise, he's going to go out to the man cave and watch something, and I'm like, eh. So that's okay. But I can tell I'm not a big fan of it because, an episode's over and I Google something to see, when does this person die? Why does this person hate this person? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I want the answers. I just don't want to watch it.
Yes.
But I am.
Yeah. Normally, Ron and I, um, we play video games together. We play GeoGuessr while we have supper, or we play backgammon or a card game. And that's always nice.
I can't get my husband to play any games.
Yeah, getting Ron to play is like pulling teeth. Those are the only ones he'll play. Like when I have the family over for Canasta Wars, he'll sit and visit with us, but he won't. He doesn't play.
Well, you brought that up, and I had to go and find a online canasta game to play because I forgot how much I missed it.
Yeah.
Except sometimes I play with these stupid people. I'm like, really? You just gave that to them and they have it laying out there.
Ah, see. Yeah. Yep. I know. Sometimes I just roll my eyes and go, whatever. Oh, okay. Oh, you were at Sharon's? Okay. Oh, she shared what was on her heart? Okay. 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 Here we go. Trying to make these look a little bit fun. Just add, a little bit of detail now with paint, and then I can come back and add stuff with pen and ink right away, and colored pencil for shading and that kind of thing. So I'm just playing a little bit with the paint. Then I'm going to clear that off and hope that this is enough to, thanks, Anina, do a little bit of embellishing with stuff. Stuff.
Yeah, I don't do politics with anybody. Not even my husband. Because it actually makes me nauseous. So it's easier to stay away from it.
Yeah, that makes sense, Jean. I understand that. I do.
See how much cuter it is when I stitch the edge?
It is. Should I make you big? Let's make Jean big and see how her stuff's coming. Making you big, Jean. Let's see.
See, it's just stitched. It's just a piece of felt rolled up and just stitched. I am contemplating going back and doing a line in between here, just so that it's got a lot of stitching. But for now, I'm just stitching the ends, and it's not, perfect. I'm having to overlap and go back and find it, empty spots and fill them, but I love it. I really do.
It's like relaxing. Like, your beads are incredible. Jean, you have such a talent when it comes to making beads. Seriously. They're marvelous.
Well, it's all in the color. It's all in the color.
Yeah, I'm bad with color.
And I do. No, you're not. I don't know. I am going to order me something. I decided I want to make some big ones. And I have tons of felt balls around here because I make some, but then I made all of these, but I want bigger ones to go on that thing that I'm making.
Right.
And it's hard to get much bigger than this when you make them yourself. I bought a Christmas garland that's got some pretty big ones on it, clearanced, because it was all felt balls.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna order me some dryer balls.
Oh, nice.
And that way I can have them, and I can have some big ones.
Right.
So, I have a whole jar of stitched felt balls and stitched rocks, where I've taken fabric and covered rocks and stitched them on. I just put them away about an hour before we started.
Of course. I came down here like 5 minutes before I was supposed to start, because my day got away on me.
Yep. And then you send me a note that says I'm in the studio, and I'm like, okay, and I go in there and there's no link.
Yeah, rubber in. I know. I got it to you in time, though. I was pretty darn good. It's because I can find my cursor now, guys. Thank you, Jean.
You're welcome.
Jean sent me a thing on how to find your cursor. Well, it wasn't how to find your cursor, but how to make your cursor more visible. And so my cursor is now like 2 inches square. Now my problem is that it gets in the way of what I'm typing. So if you get garbage typing from me, I'm not well, you always get garbage typing. But anyway, it's because I'm on my computer with a huge, and I do mean huge cursor.
Yeah, I on the new computer, I mean right now I'm on the old one and I already had the cursor enlarged. And on the new computer I decided to do it and I thought, "Oh, I was having a bad eye day when I did it." And then I realized, well, this is just really too big. So I had to go back in and make it just a little bit smaller.
Yeah, I probably could make it a little bit smaller, but I like the fact that I can see it and I don't have to look for it when I'm trying to sign off because we all know how many times if I said, "Oh, gotta find my cursor." You guys know it.
Yep.
Now I don't need to do that because it's right there. Big and bold and blue and beautiful.
Now mine is green.
Green. Interesting.
Yes.
I guess
I love felting wool. I mean, it's got to be one of the funnest things that I've ever done is felting wool. One of the little things that I did the other day when we were on um, actually it's sitting right here. So when I did this is all hand felted felt right here.
awesome.
But this is what anyone who didn't see it, this is kind of what I'm working towards. I'm just making components. Somebody reminded me about my shrink arts because I have some big pieces of shrinky dink beads that I've made. So as soon as I dig them out, they'll get added to this too. This is the other one. I mean, I say the other one. I know this has to be the bottom of one because it's a tassel. So, but I've made these years and years and years ago, and I haven't done a thing with them. So it's time to do something with them. In fact, I need to pull out the finished ones so that I have these to add to.
Right? Awesome. So I have my windows and the plant boxes on now. Now I'm going to put just a little bit of grass along the bottom. For doing that, I'm just going to take an uglier brush, dip it in the green, and just kind of do like little dabs along the bottom. Just so it kind of looks like little bushes kind of thing. Or weeds, whatever.
Thank you, Anina. That is the best compliment. I just do. I can't explain it.
That is a lovely compliment. It
Yes.
really is.
It's like when people say, "Well, you're weird," or "You're doing weird stuff." I'm like, "Thank you."
Me too.
My granddaughter does that. Her and I both say we're each other's weird. God, I love that girl.
Yeah.
I love them all, but she is so much fun right now.
That's something about granddaughters. I love my grandsons, but my granddaughter, I guess because we both really like the same thing, like we would go to dinner theater together, we would go to plays, we would go to the ballet or concert kind of things, right? The the boys would probably go with me, but they would be fidgety and they would be boys, right?
Yep.
And I love them to pieces, and I have been to plays with them. But you got to have extra money because they need to go and get popcorn or whatever, right? So it's totally different with the young man in my life. I don't
Yeah.
love them any less, and I find
Yeah.
other things to do with them.
Now, when my grandson was younger, he was the only for a long time, but we did everything together. Everything I did in the way of art, he did too. In
Yeah.
fact, somehow a piece of paper got stuck into the paper that's in the garage for kits, that it was written by him as his grandma, and of course grandma spelled correctly, but pretty is Pritty.
No.
Pretty, pretty, please can I play with paint? And then he had a box that said yes or no. Please circle yes.
Perfect.
And I'm like, how did this get out here?
That's precious.
Yeah, I have a lot of things he's made. I mean, I could do a whole book of just his stuff, which I'm thinking about doing because I have some brown paper that the twins did their first finger painting on.
Ooh,
And I
lovely.
thought, wouldn't that be a fun thing to make for my daughter?
Yeah,
A book where it's just the things they've colored on and that kind of stuff.
it would. Oh, I didn't put the shading in the windows before I started putting flowers in the boxes. Ah, Kimberly. All right. Shading first. Yeah, my granddaughter lives in a different province now. And so I only see her like when she comes home. She's got so much family to see from her dad's side and whatever. We don't get a chance to do that kind of thing. But yeah, miss it.
I went to lunch with my son this week. I had to go over and get some medical records, and I I chose the day to go that was I knew was his day off, so we could do lunch. And I was telling him how much I enjoy my conversations with his daughter and how important that is to me, because I know her mama says, don't bother grandma and don't ask grandma for things. And I've told her, I said, you can ask grandma for anything. Just know that if I don't want to part with it, I'm not. And,
Yeah.
and I said, that's what grandmas are for.
Yes.
I mean, especially when we're doing art together. I mean, if she wants something, and, of course, my kids have both said, oh, I don't like it, or
Why
they
are
get
you
to use,
sending stuff home with her?
yeah, and they get to use your good stuff. You never let us use your good stuff. Well, no, I couldn't afford to replace it then.
Yeah.
But anyway, I told him, I says, she tells me a lot of things that I know she has told her mom or her dad or both of you. And when something's bothering her, or if she's really good at kind of beating around the bush to get to a subject,
Yeah.
because she wants my opinion. And I told her, I said, you can tell me anything you ever want to tell me, and it stays right here.
Yeah.
And my son looked at me. I said, unless I think she's in danger, and then I'll tell you.
Well, exactly. Exactly. Oh, thanks, Brenda. Yeah, she crafted with me from the time she could hold a pen or a pencil.
Yeah,
Definitely. And I mean, anytime she had an interest in something, I would give her supplies, whatever she needed to continue doing it because,
me too. My Now I will say she's all of a sudden a little more interested in makeup and girly girl things like that.
yeah, mine.
Eh, But she still does her art.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when we went to see her when we were there in May, we sat and watched Mamma Mia 2
Uh huh.
and watercolor painted. It was like she was at home, like
Mm-hmm.
things that we would do here. We both love musicals and dance movies, and yeah, it was lovely. It was lovely to have my girl.
Yeah. Well, we watch a lot of Disney, but we don't usually sit down and watch TV until we've crafted for quite a while.
Yeah.
Then she'll go, I think I'm ready for some TV now. And I'm like, okay.
All right. Everybody's got shading in their windows. Whew. Oh, Hanina, I bet you get some incredible ballets there. Oh, Jean, I'm not sharing the screen with you.
I
Rude.
thought maybe you were mad at me.
No, I'm rude. 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 Sorry. Okay, now I can put the greenery in the flower boxes. Paintbrush isn't exactly fine enough for what I need, but it's okay. Because these are just little houses. Well, you just need the hint of the green coming out of the boxes. Not doing leaves or anything, or just you didn't know about men in tutus before? Well, way back, I mean, pantomime, that was all men dressing up as women, right? The old pantomimes in England, that was all men in women's clothing.
Okay, it's done.
Should I make you big? Show you off?
Okay,
All right.
there's the bead.
Oh, that's lovely. I love the way the ends turn.
Really simple, but it'll still look good mixed in with these. And this one is one when I did the fabric. I do a little bit of batting and then the fabric, but I thought I have this felt. Let's try it. And I'm glad I did because I paid more money than I should have for it.
Gee, I won't admit to anything like that. Oh, see, now I'm doing this and I'm thinking, okay, you did the shading in the windows. You didn't outline anything. Oh, it's been a long time since I've done this, guys. I'm not teaching you very well. Not that I need to teach you guys how to do things, but wow, I'm just not quite here. I apologize.
That's probably because you had to rush to get here.
Yeah,
So your mind doesn't want to work quite right.
my mind hasn't worked quite right all week, evidently.
Oh, mine neither. But I got finished or sit down last night, I guess, and did all my lists of boxes that I have to do for Defy this quarter. And
Excellent.
I am, I have, I only have to make three, otherwise they're all done. So
Perfect.
I was really pleased.
That's awesome. Really awesome.
Kind of forget how much I like this. You know, I don't. You can put us both back on.
Okay.
I don't know about anybody else, but I know that I'm going on vacation, and since I just decided that I want to make these beads and work on these while I'm gone, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I should pull out the finished ones and put them somewhere else so I can start gathering
Oh, put
stuff.
them in a safe place.
Ah, you know, it just drives me crazy why I think I need to start packing now, figuring out what I want, you know. Well, I think part of it is because this new car isn't as big as what we've had before.
Yeah,
So I get it all lined out, and then I go in and I whittle it down to what I really, really need.
I get you.
I am Susan. I just finished
Hey,
one.
Susan.
This one right here. It's wool felt, and then I just stitched around it. This video is up on my YouTube for I don't know. I don't know which beads. I really don't. It was my very first video ever that I put out. These are the bases. This is just acrylic felt that I cover on the plastic tubing, and that's what makes the big ones. And then the little ones like these are just like what I just did with the felt. So, anyway, and it's driving me nuts. I feel like I need to start organizing for my trip. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
All's good.
But you know, as soon as we're done here, that's exactly what I'm going to do, right?
Yeah, I do know that. I am going to. What am I going to do? Um, Pack up the soup that I made. I got up at 5:30 this morning because I promised my sister some soup, and I had to make it this morning before we left for one reason or another. So I got up and made soup so that I could take it over for her. And yeah, it's just been a day. Like, no brains for anything else.
I did see a video the other day of somebody who was doing some stitching, and they had a little piece of fabric, probably about like this size, and they had the needles all lined up in there, every one of them threaded with different colors. Yeah, I think that's a brilliant idea.
I think that's a wonderful idea, also. I really do.
I mean, I do that with the beading. I'll use my beading thread and do like 5 or 6 needles,
Yeah.
but I had never thought about it for this. So, and I need to get out my pretty threads like this and start using them, just regular threads.
Oh, my sister gave me a whole bunch of metallic threads because she used to do machine embroidery.
Uh-huh.
I've got spools and spools of metallic threads. They're absolutely stunning. So I could see using those to make some beads for sure. For sure. Okay, I'm just.
I prefer the pearl cotton, but I do like embroidery floss too.
Well, this is like thread. She
Mm.
had like a fancy embroidery sewing machine.
Uh-huh. I have some of that too.
Uh, Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All right, so this one I would consider done, except I need to put a little bit of flowers on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an ugly brush. It's a little big. I'll just work it a little bit. Oh, Andrea's asking what you do with those pretty big beads, Jean.
Well, honestly, I really haven't used them a lot, but they make a great end, or not end, like I used them in here as the top of this tassel. And I have a necklace that I put it on. It's like off to the side a little bit, And these, I actually was at, I want to say it was Bead and Button in Santa Fe when they do their shows. I actually went one year and took classes. I had a great time. Somebody had the kit for these, and I bought the kit. Um, and then, of course, buying the kit, I know what supplies was there, so I just started making my own. So I really don't use them, but this is going to be cool when it's done. It's going to take a while because I want it, 4 foot long, and I want, you know, 10 strands or so.
Do you know?
I still have to take um, some journaling, my art journal, my doodle book with me because, I'll sneak off to the coffee shop while we're in Kansas and sit there and play for an hour or two.
Awesome.
If, if my sister in law doesn't find me,
Yeah.
she tends to chatter enough that I can't focus on drawing.
Wow. Thanks, Andrea. I'm just playing.
They are really cute. They don't look like little boys going, ah, now.
Okay. Good. Good to know.
I'm
Very
using,
good.
I'm using my beading thread to sew these shut, and
Perfect.
that way it doesn't show. Yes, I'm having to double stitch, but I like it better. The worst part is with this beading thread, I don't know where I got it. I have one more spool, and like I said, I don't know where I got it.
Hi, Maya. I've got a big spool of beading thread, but it's the size that they use when they're doing like big beading projects and mucklucks and that kind of thing.
Mm,
I've had it forever, so when I use it, it definitely needs to be primed because, or run through wax because it just tangles so bad. It never used to.
yeah.
And now it's been sitting so long, it's brutal. Brutal, 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 brutal. Yes. So, what do you guys have planned for the weekend? Anybody have something exciting? I'm smoking chicken tomorrow.
And when you smoke it, does it do anything for you?
No, adds to my gut.
Oh. So how do you smoke a chicken? Do you use the beer can thing?
No, I just do the breasts. I've got them in a marinade. I marinate them for um, 48 hours, and then I put them out to drain a little bit. Then I sprinkle them with a bit more of the seasoning that I used in the marinade. And then I put them in the smoker.
Well, Gary has uses the beer can thing,
Yeah,
and he shoves a sliced lemon up inside,
yeah,
and then he uses lemon pepper. And when he starts it, he puts the chicken in and his marinade mix, and I'm not 100% sure what all it is.
yeah.
And then instead of adding water to it, he just pours ice all over it
Okay.
and then lets it sit there, um, however long. Of course, it's water by the time he gets to it, but I don't know. I don't know why he does the ice, but he does. Something he's seen on the
Yeah,
Food Channel, I'm sure.
no, probably.
But I'm telling you, I'm glad I finally put my foot down and said, I ain't never cooking another meal again until you smoke me a chicken. And I had it by the weekend. Oh, well, that sounds great. I wish we had a good flea market to go to here.
Oh, nice. Flea market and barbecue at your aunt's. Perfect. Early Christmas cards. Nice. Book illustrations. Oh, awesome. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. How did your flower turn out? I was real. She does incredible watercolors, Jean,
Oh, cool.
Maya, and absolutely incredible watercolors. And she was doing flowers like they were a free blob water mixture. I don't watercolor. So the paint was wet. She let the colors blend together. And then she did these beautiful, like, wow. I was, they're beautiful. They really are. Just saying. I am not a
Cool.
watercolor person by any means. I just play.
Yeah, I'm much better at watercolor than I used to be. I don't do scenes. I just use watercolor for other things, and I love to doodle on my watercolors. But I used to say that the thing I was the best at watercolor was putting holes in the paper.
Yeah, that's me.
I've since kind of learned a little bit about that and haven't, knock on wood, put a hole in the paper for a long time. So I maybe have gotten a little smarter. And I think a lot of that comes from knowing the difference in different watercolor papers and stuff like that
Yeah,
too.
see, there's this crazy lady over here again that I just use copy paper because again, I'm not going for saleable art. I am going for stuff I can use for backgrounds and textures and things.
Yeah.
But I sure don't mind sending people to watch people who actually do this, like her stuff is absolutely incredible.
I agree with you. I could watch watercolor spread. I like to, everybody jokes about watching paint dry. Watercolor is paint you can watch dry because it just does all kinds of things.
Yeah. Who was I watching? They had their watercolor in a palette with some wet paint on it, and they took a circle like a lid, put it in the paint, and put it on the paper. Then they just took a wet brush and brushed inside, and all the colors bled in. Oh my word, it was beautiful.
It is. I've done that. It was, and it's fun because really you have a plan, but the plan still does its own thing. The
Yeah,
paint does its own thing.
yeah, I like that kind of thing. I like the mystery of it. Like, what's it going to turn into now?
There's a lady on YouTube, and I'm not sure what. She either uses the mineral or the rock paper or the Yupo, I don't know. But she puts this row of paint down the middle and then takes her brush and it just bleeds out both direct. Oh God. I tried it and I did not do well at all.
Yeah.
I mean it yeah. It made the most prettiest blue background, but that's about all. I got a lot to learn.
Me too. My thing is I am one of the most impatient creators you could ever have met.
My thing is I'm lazy. I use what's handy.
Well, I do too. It's a cross between the two. I use what's on hand, and cheap. I'm cheap. I admit it. It's not that I can't afford it. I just can't be bothered to go and buy it.
Bye, Nina.
Bye, Nina. Have a good night. Good sleep. Enjoy your flea market and visit tomorrow. Just adding a little bit of shading. Okay, so now I need a lid. Am I on screen? No, I'm not. Sorry, guys. See, this is where I wish that more people could yell at me and say, hey, you're ignoring us, and B, you're not on screen. Yeah, pin step program. Yeah, I used to think that of myself as well. And then I found paper, and I became totally addicted to paper. And I have no real idea why, because it was never something that I was interested in the past. Never.
Mine right now is little stuff. I want to only do little stuff that I can do right here in my hands.
Yeah.
And I am addicted to beads, but it was an addiction I had prior, and I fell off the wagon and came back to it.
Oh,
And
you make them sing, Jean. Really, like your beadwork is so incredible.
thank you. I told you I found my looms. I actually got them set up too.
Awesome.
I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I have them set up. There's the worst part of, in my opinion, of beading on looms is that um, finishing. You got,
Yeah.
ends to close up and stuff. Well, my friend that owned the bead store that I worked at, she made a loom. We made it, designed it together, but they made it. Oh my goodness, where is it? Oh, there it is. And it's really simple. And this is I mean, the way it's designed and the way we made it is basically a one size loom. You can only make them one size. So I'll put it this way so you can kind of see. So it comes
I
up.
can make you big. Hang on, hang on. Okay, you're big.
So it's like this. All this is a board with two eye bolts in it, or eye screws actually. There is bolts that come across here. Originally, we had used dowels, but I decided I didn't like the dowels. They slipped and slided. And these little eye hooks are down here are to anchor your threads. But when you set it up, I have these little, and it moves a little bit, but I have these little rubber rings right here that separate to get your spacing. And here's this thread. This is out. So when you get ready to set up your warp, you can set it up like this and you go from end to end on the paper clips.
Lovely.
And then when you bead it, you're beading right up to the edge. There's no warp ends to fold in.
Wow.
And it's way. It's one of these things that this little thing will let me finish it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I may not finish it. So it looks like it's really long, but when you hold it up from paper clip to paper clip, it's right at 8 inches. You put a clasp, so it's around that. So I could,
bracelet width, right? 8 inches,
Right.
7.5 to 8 inches.
And you could do this and do weaving of yarns and fabrics and stuff in there too, as a regular weaving loom. But because I found my other loom, I decided to. This one is 24 inches long, so I'll never get it on the screen. But I decided to set this one up this way too. I may still go and find new screws for the little loom because the rubber rings and the paper clips these don't move around at all on here. So that helps a lot. But I've also got this one set up and ready to go in the right length for myself.
Perfect.
So I'll never make bracelets to sell unless they're my size. And when it's a flat bracelet, I don't want it snug. So, but yeah. So I'm thinking about setting up the little one to take with me too.
That'd be fun.
It's crazy. I just, kind of like I never get enough time to do art at home. I got to take it all with me.
I took a lot of stuff with me too. I did.
Okay, you can put us both on now.
Okay, I can. So I got 3 of the 6 done.
Oh, cute. You know what? I don't know what you did exactly, but when you picked them up and put them in your hand, this is a whole new world for you, Kim. Are you ready?
No.
I thought they were on rocks.
No, I won't paint on rocks. I have ruined too many paintbrushes painting on rocks, so I refuse now.
Oh. I think they look just like they were rocks.
Well, these are just going to be little tucky things. I don't know what they're going to be. I never know. They're going to go in the bit spin. Done. Bit spin. And maybe never to see the light of day again. You know how the bit spin works.
Yeah. I don't have a bits bin. I have bits bags, Bix containers,
Well, I mean, I was laughing because when was it? Tuesday? I don't even remember what day it was. But I was showing my bits and I was pulling my mushroom containers off the shelves with more finished stuff. And it's like, I totally forgot I had this stuff. Like, what the heck? So Peter was laughing and said, you've got enough stuff for 10 people. And I'm laughing and saying, I actually have enough stuff for 100 people.
Yeah.
Because I do.
Well, a lot of my excess comes from the fact that I did do a lot of teaching.
Well, me too, right? Like, definitely. Like, lots of teaching.
I mean, there's no doubt that I probably have 100 pairs of scissors. I could probably come really close to that.
Yeah. So of course
I,
these were for junk journals.
I am putting a pair of scissors in the glove box before we leave on vacation.
Good idea. I
Last
had
time,
to buy scissors.
yeah, I was going to say last time I had to go buy scissors.
Yeah. I did too. It's like, really? Come on.
I know, that's what I thought. But the little scissors,
Yeah.
I love the little scissors. And I have little scissors for specific things. And I bet I have 20 pair of them. And when I like this, if I get this all ready as a kit to take with me, there's a pair of scissors in there. You pick up a zipper bag anywhere in my house, and I guarantee you there's a pair of scissors in there.
Yeah. Hey, more flowers. Where did I put that lucky brush? There it is. Lucky brush. Now I might come back with like a yellow marker or yellow paint on the end of a toothpick and add some yellow to the florals. Okay, Carol, thanks for coming. See ya, see ya. You take care too.
Bye, Carol.
Enjoy your weekend. Two more. Two more. I have to admit, I enjoyed playing with these. It's been a long time since I painted little stuff like this, you know? I've been so busy doing collage that totally forgot how much I enjoyed playing small.
I think you just told me the other day you can't start anything new.
I did. Are these really new though? Really?
Technically.
Yes, technically. Technically, they are new because I didn't have these in the bit bin before.
This is true.
Well, I didn't know what to tell you. I lied. I lied. You heard it here first. Kim's a liar, liar, pants on fire.
That's all right. We all know that that is a very unhealthy statement anyway.
Yeah,
That you're not going to start something new.
it is.
Because you're right. It's just an extension of something you've already done.
I mean, I've done little houses many times, just not round ones. So technically, this isn't really something new.
And see, it's kind of funny how sometimes when you're working on something, I see something completely different. Like, I know it's the stool you're working on in the background, but the way it was laying, it looked like a mouse. The two little ears, and then the red is the tail.
Yeah.
So see, there's so many things you can do with a circle.
Oh, for sure. Well, I got goop all over the paper because it's just muck paper, right? But yep, yep, yep. I need a dark blue. So I have about,
Why don't you make yourself big? I'm going to give my eyes a little rest and sit
okay,
here and just watch.
okay. Whoa, I have about a 4-inch thick stack of stuff I have to scan into the computer to clean up to put on Etsy.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of work.
It is. It is. So I've been really procrastinating bad about that. I admit it, I'm procrastinating.
I cleaned up a lot of photos on my phone yesterday. Um, it's really hard to get rid of any of the pictures of the twins.
Oh, for sure.
But when you have five of almost exactly the same pose, I tried. I
Yeah,
got rid of some, but
it's still hard.
I use my phone for pictures of my art. I use it for pictures of kits that I design and ideas that I want to try. So I actually got on there and sorted it, and I got back to 2021. So
Nice.
yeah, I was pretty pleased. Didn't give myself much extra space on my phone, but
Yeah, that's just it. I know that feeling.
yeah. There's a lot I could just store on my external hard drive, like the birthday party pictures from when, Riley was 3 and he's 15.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Because I
I
don't really go back and look at them.
No, I don't either. But then you look at them, it's like, I don't want to get rid of this. That's my baby.
Yeah. Yeah, and so many of them are on Facebook and other places that I can get them.
Yeah,
But because I've had memories of Riley's when he was born, which, was pretty traumatic anyway.
right.
But yeah, they're still special.
They are.
See that little tyke with more hoses and cords than anybody I've ever seen before?
Yeah,
And then look at him now, it's like a whole new world.
yeah. Because I mean, when they're so little and they've got all that stuff attached to them, it's like that stuff is so overwhelming compared to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just adding little bits of highlights and shadows. One more. And then I'll have 6 little round houses. Ha 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 ha.
6 little houses standing in a row.
You know, I sure didn't do a good job of putting these shingles down. Good thing I'm not a roofer. I wouldn't get rehired. This would give people who roof or other, 2 blue dicky fits because they don't overlap. They run together. It's okay because it's okay. I said so.
Yeah, we're stuck in a hard spot with the last of our roof. We can't find anyone to do it.
Really? Is it because it's got such a tight peak?
No, it's because it's flat.
Oh, why won't they do a flat roof?
Because it's a blown foam,
Oh, okay.
and we had somebody come out. If we want to go up and take off the sealer that's on it,
Oh,
he would do it, but he won't. He doesn't take it off. So,
oh. And they can't just do a flat shingle over it?
oh no,
No.
it leaked like crazy with shingles.
Well, no, no. We've got a flat roof on the the gazebo, or the old gazebo, and Ron just used roll. It comes in a roll. It's shingles on a roll. It's so wide, and it didn't take anything for them to just roll it and cover the roof.
Yeah, I don't. It's already got a layer of blown foam on it, so
Uh,
I don't know. I think had we known how much trouble that would be, we would have never done it.
right.
Bought the house.
Yeah.
Although I have to say, at the time, this was the best house on the market in our price range.
Right. That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Like buying this house, it was in our price range. I fell in love with the fact that the main bathroom has two doors. So you come in one door and there's the sink. You go through the other door and there's the toilet and the tub. So having little kids, having a dual bathroom like that really made me happy because, no sooner do you sit down and they need to get in there.
Yep.
So I kind of fell in love with that. And I fell in love with the big kitchen because we were moving from a townhouse and the kitchen was 8 feet by 8 feet. This kitchen is long and narrow. I didn't realize that, you know, you come in the side door, you have to go through the kitchen to get anywhere else in the house, and that's our main door. So when we're doing like a big family dinner or whatever, people are constantly going through your kitchen, which can be annoying to some people. And but I fell in love with it because I had extra counter space. Because in the other one, the only counter space I had was 2.5 feet on one side of the sink, a double sink, and then about 1.5 feet of counter on the other side. So
Yeah.
this extra counter just was like, wow, my house, love it, need it.
We have a little bit more counter space in this than our last house, but not a lot.
Yeah,
And we have a bigger pantry this house,
yeah,
but my love still comes from the other house. I just really loved that house.
yeah,
And now, even if we could get it back, the neighborhood is so crappy. I don't want to live out there.
yeah. I get it. I get it.
So,
Like I say, we lived in a townhouse. It was a rough area of town. I felt like I was stealing my kids' childhoods by not being able to let them out to play. And so it was good for my kids. But if I'm doing a big family dinner or whatever, it can be annoying. With
yeah.
everybody going through the kitchen all the time.
My kitchen is long and narrow too. And it has a side door, but we have a front door too, so.
Well, we've got a front door, but it opens right into the living room. So, especially in wintertime, if everybody's sitting in the living room, you sure don't want to open that puppy up because it's burr,
Yeah.
really burr. So, yeah, much
Well,
happier out here.
my other house, the one in Odessa that we um, had a huge sunroom. And when we bought it, there was a room inside of that room.
Yeah.
And they called it a sound room when we bought it.
Okay.
So the person who had lived there played guitar or something. And that little room was my art room for a long time. And I quickly outgrew it. We tore the walls down and turned it in, the whole sunroom, into my studio. We put in new carpet, got it all. Well, we used those carpet tiles,
Yeah.
got it all just the way we wanted. And then he changed his jobs and we moved to Hobbs.
Oh.
So I have this theory. When we were first married, we lived in a rental that belonged to my great grandma.
Okay.
And we decided to move to Ellenwood, which was the next town over, like 9 miles away. No big deal. And we had a really nice house with a basement, and we got the opportunity. Again, we rented, and we got the opportunity to purchase a house. So we moved to that one. It had a garage that Gary did his woodworking in, and we decided to make it a double car garage.
Right.
And I got the other side to do my art in. And
Yeah.
it really could have held four cars because it was extra long. Got it all done, had it less than a year, and that's when they transferred him to Texas.
Oh,
So I can't do any major revamping on my art room anymore because it always tends to, we have to move as soon as we get it done. So
yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Well, I mean, I didn't have an art room when we lived in Winnipeg in the townhouse. It just wasn't a place for it because Ron did all his woodworking in the basement. And then we moved here, and again, he did his woodworking in the basement until he built the garage. And then this was a rec room because the kids were older, right, by then.
Uh-huh.
So it just turned out that once my kids moved, I had 2 little rooms down here, but now I've got the whole basement because seriously, I can't live with 2 little rooms with everything that I've got. Surprise! All right, I have 6 little houses. Let's move this wet paint over here, and we will put this wet paintbrush over there, and we will move these and put them on a white background so you can see them better. I'm really happy with the way these turned out, just for, an idea from yesterday. Oh, sorry guys, mucky yucky white. Yes.
Those are cute.
Thanks. If I do it this way, I bet it'll go nicer in the camera. Oh, turned on that other crazy light. So there I have 6 little round houses for I don't know what, but they're fun. All right, Andrea, thank you very much for coming. You have a wonderful weekend. See you around the net. It has been 2 hours, guys. My knees are starting to give me gift from standing. I'm done my little flowers. Let's see. Let's share with Jean. Are you done for the day too?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I wanted to use this floss. It's kind of a silky, it's not cotton, I know that. And it was a tangled mess. It was all nice and pretty, and when I cut the knot that held it together, yeah, so we're down to just this much left that I got to detangle.
All right.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks for being here. I'm sorry if I didn't see you come in and say hi. So, again, thank you guys so much for being here and spending time with Jean and I. Thank you, Jean, for coming and playing. I always appreciate when you come and play. And
thank you for having me.
We egg each other on and go down rabbit holes together. So everybody in the audience, big hugs and thank you. Everybody in the balcony, hugs and thank you. And anybody who watches replays, big hugs and thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if any of you decided to try what Jean and I are doing, please post and meet your creativity. And I shall see you Sunday for the Feral Artist Group. Not sure what we're doing, but we'll be here. Hugs to you all. Bye now.
Bye, all. Thanks for coming.